What's happening, Trulieve traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Wednesday. It is May 22nd. Happy hump day. Hope you're doing awesome. In this video, we're going to be discussing Trulieve. Is a potential healthy correction on the horizon? I think so. And actually, I would welcome it because I think it would be healthy for the sector to establish some supports along the way. We're going to take a look at the monthly chart. It's not looking too hot. And I'll show you a previous example as well that is making me a little bit cautious here. And just like I said, we need healthy corrections. Nothing goes straight up in a straight line forever. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And I posted on there earlier on today about the 62-day public comment period that was started. And then also, we'll take a look at that in detail in just a moment and save the date that we need to be looking at. If you're already following us on X, you've probably seen it, but I'll just expand on it a little bit more. But something cool too today, that Calgary population surges by staggering 6% and Edmonton by 4.2% in latest StatsCan estimates. So huge city for migrants and interprovincial as well. Getting these pop-ups here, sorry about that, from Dell. I was actually just trying to figure out what was going on, what in the world was going on with my monitors. I've got 3 monitors, a docking station for all the techies out there. I was trying to figure out, and that's why this video is a little bit late coming out today as well, and feeling a little bit tired now and frustrated because it was like I couldn't figure out why my monitor would stop working. It would just turn off. And I figured I'm using the docking station, so I disconnected, reconnected to be fine, and then it just kept getting like gradually worse and worse and worse and worse. And so at one point it just wouldn't turn on at all. So I found a BIOS update, all that stuff, went through a bunch of updates, Windows updates. Lo and behold, it was the friggin' monitor on the laptop. If I open the monitor on the laptop, everything works hunky-dory, but because I had the laptop closed and to do nothing when I closed the lid. Anyway, long story short, all of my tech problems were solved by just opening the lid on the laptop. So you can definitely get, to the point where you want to throw technology and a laptop out the window because it's something so stupid and trivial. Anyway, so we figured it out, so we're back in business. But that was my rant for the day. So save the date. Also launched a 62-day public comment period, one of the required steps in the formal federal rulemaking process, which we've been covering on the channel now. And it seems like they really want to fast track this. They are now accepting public comments, and the Department of Justice will accept comments from the public until July 22nd, according to Tuesday's notice. And if anybody has any kind of stories with regards to their experience with MJ, make sure to share it with them as well. So you can see here I posted directly from the regulations.gov website, comment due date July 23rd, 2024. So it's entirely possible that we kind of just drift until then, right? Everybody thinks that Schedule 3 was going to be the best thing that ever happened, which it would be, but it's going to be met with a ton of opposition and FUD, right? So they're going to just ebb and flow the market. They're going to use this. How many times did they put the rescheduling card out there? And then we've been buttered up for so long now, and the HHS approves it, and then DOJ says, or DEA says they agree, but they have to kind of go through this whole process, right? So it's a long drawn out process, and it's starting to kind of annoy people, I think. And also the fact that we're seeing crypto really steal the show is more than likely what's kind of eating into our bullish momentum as well, because there's talks of an Ethereum ETF, there's talks of like a bunch of other altcoins coming after that, right? Maybe there's an XRP one. We know it's got legal clarity. So, I know this is an MJ video, but we have to come to terms with the fact that a lot of people who trade MJ trade crypto, and myself included. I have more money invested into crypto dollar-wise than I do MJ, right? And I've also got a ton of cash on the sideline to buy the dips. And at this point, I'm just hoping that my investment thesis plays out, which is have more dollars in crypto altcoins, because I think we're in a full-fledged bull mode right now. We've been on an absolute tear in crypto since 2020. So we're coming on the end of a multi-year bull market, whereas MJ's in a multi-year bear market. So I don't want to quite get aggressive yet. I'm definitely, buying the dips and buying low, looking to sell high. But, you have to come to the terms with the fact that people are very similar by nature. And we're going to see crypto top out, just like, in my opinion, in 2018, when MJ really started to go on a massive run into Canadian legalization. We saw crypto top out, and enter a bear market. So I think something similar is going to happen where you're just going to look on every single chart on MJ, and each one's going to be popping off into new all-time highs, right? The companies that end up surviving this and weathering this storm, right? But taking a look at TCNNF, that was a long-winded conversation and point and thought process, but we have to be aware, because I see a lot of frustrated people out there, especially after something monumental like this decision, when Biden coming out and endorsing it. So I think it's going to happen. He's also taken a 180 on crypto recently, and we know that the other side of the aisle is very pro crypto and anti MJ. So I think we're going to see some fireworks into the elections here. It could be, both parties just love crypto, both parties just love MJ, and then we'll see who wins. But again, MJ, we have to call it as it is. MJ's been in a multi-year bear market, probably going to start a multi-year bull market soon. So we have to just be patient. We've waited this long. Who cares? Rotate that beaten down, those crypto profits is what I'm looking to do into more beaten down MJ. And then eventually my MJ portfolio will outweigh my crypto portfolio by a large amount, right? I'm looking to sell probably 80-90% of all my crypto at the end of this alt season. So that's a little bit into my game plan. But the TCNNF chart, like I said, wasn't looking too hot on the monthly time frame, not on the hourly either. It was an hourly bear flag. I mentioned this on MSOS. So if you're tracking MSOS ETF, it's essentially the same thing for a lot of these major names, because most of the fund is weighted in these tier ones, right? Green Thumb, your Trulives, Cureleaves, etc. So at the moment, we did hit our bear flag target of 1158. We've since actually exceeded that target, so we did drop to 1127, which is generally never really a great sign. You don't want to see, go past that even, right? So at this point, let's just see on the 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this stuff here. On the 4-hour time frame, is that another bear flag playing out? Yes, it is. So we do have another bear flag on the 4-hour time frame that I just scouted. So if we draw that out right quickly here live, you'll see that it's actually saying 1018. And you have to keep in mind that $10 psychological, this is TCNNF on the OTC, so it's in USD. So you have to keep in mind that, that's a very, that's a magnet level, right? That's going to be a level that will continue to probably hover around. And we might even dip below it, in my opinion. We could even drop into the 9s and start to, really start to see some people panic. And the thing that really has me cautious on the weekly time frame, though, it was an ascending triangle. So we were breaking out here, and you can just give this, turn that green here as well. So it was a weekly ascending triangle that's breaking out, but we came pretty close to that target. We came within, 30, just over 30%. And then from the low, we ran 78%. So just because we have a target there doesn't mean that it always gets met. Just like in the bear flag target, it actually exceeded that. So sometimes we can exceed it, we can overshoot or undershoot. And it's possible that this could be a bull trap, and we could potentially be due for a pretty sizable correction. So if we take a look at the monthly time frame, we haven't consolidated on the monthly time frame since all the way down at 379. So essentially, if we started monthly consolidation this month, we could drop 61% and still be in a monthly uptrend. So let that sink in for a moment. And my daughter's just crying in the background. Hopefully she's not doing too bad there. She's just waking up from a nap. So I'm going to wrap this up here in about 30 seconds. But like I said, we could potentially see monthly consolidation, and we don't have any support all the way down to 379. So we have to be very cautious going ahead. If you're looking for entries, a monthly higher low could be a nice area to target as well. And we did have a POW algo sell alert go off, and we could be seeing a weekly candle close below the 10-week moving average this week. We just had a stochastic and a bear cross, stochastic and MACD on the weekly time frame as well. And we could come back to kiss that 100 weekly there at around 806. So that's entirely possible. I don't know if we're going to dip to 8, but I think we could dip into the 9s, lose that psychological and very important level of $10 as support. We do have the 100 daily moving average at 1003 as well. So we'll see if that can hold. And then after that, we have the 200-day moving average at 767. So like I said, we could potentially come down, form that monthly higher low. If you're looking for entries, that might be a decent area to target. Not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but that could be a decent area to target for an entry. But at this point, we just want to be healthy and see a healthy correction. It's been now 7 months in a row since we haven't consolidated on the monthly time frame. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you go back to the previous time when we had a massive run up on the monthly chart with no support, It was just a higher low every single candle. We ended up giving the whole move back. And then from the low of March 2020 to the recent low, we dropped another 40%. So monthly downtrend this time is different. We're in a monthly uptrend. It's actually the first time in history, and we're gearing up for the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. First time in history, but that could more than likely take some time. So still a ways away before that plays out and crosses. So we probably need to come down, like I said, test that $9, $8 area, form a nice quick monthly higher low, and then that means we would pull back probably somewhere around 20-30%. So you have to be prepared for that. In my opinion, it'll just be healthy. We'll establish supports along the way, unlike we did here, and then we ended up just confirming a monthly downtrend and giving it all back, right? So this time we want to establish supports along the way, just like we did here. Come up, form a higher low, higher high, come down, form a higher low and a higher high, and then that way it gives us more confidence as bulls to know that we have multiple levels to play off of, and that this time is different, right? Where it's not just a pump and dump, and we're actually seeing a sustained uptrend. And on the monthly time frame, that's huge, right? Being in a monthly uptrend. First time in history, first time we're seeing a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. So it's looking good, but like I said, it could be some turbulence ahead into this summer lull type of scenario where we usually see that play a role. But I think they're going to want to get something done before the elections, right? Because it's their political death sentence if they don't, right? There's going to be so many peed off people, plus the other party is supporting crypto. These are the two most, except pretty much important and socially accepted issues at the moment, and two of the biggest industries that need reform. So I do think that we're going to see massive fireworks, and we're going to see this administration and these lawmakers, these agencies start to kick it into high gear, because, no pun intended, because they're going to need it. Like I said, it's their political death sentence if they don't do any reform for MJ. And that's pretty much the whole reason that got them in there in the first place. But going in it there, going to go check on my daughter. Hope you have a great evening. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.